Hey everyone, I'm Thuy and I am on the Nico Blitz podcast today. I hope you guys enjoy my episode. Mwah.
Oh my God, is that Nico Blitz?
Nico Blitz podcast episode 1. I got the one, the only.
Oh yeah.
Tweet, 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 tweet.
Ew, what was the Hoya?
You want the Hoya?
Oh yeah.
Nico, I can't with you.
Come on.
Hello everybody. RIP to the lunch table.
RIP. I mean, it's still on YouTube.
It's true. That's true. You can go watch my first interview with Nico 3 years ago when I was hella nervous to come see Nico for the first time. I was like, we're going to the lunch table. We're going to see Nico. I remember. And I was so fucking nervous to be here. And then now we're like such good friends. And so this is cool to like have a full circle moment, you know?
So it's funny that you mentioned that because literally for the past maybe 2 hours, I've just been cranking out hella content from you.
Okay.
And I actually rewatched our interview.
Really?
Yeah. And it's funny because the dynamic we had then, it was cool, but the dynamic we have now, it's like, oh, this is going to be even easier.
Oh, this is like just we're talking as friends, you know, which is crazy. But we love, because I was thinking, I was like, okay, I wonder what Nico has prepared for me. Like, what questions is he going to ask me? And then also, did he do his research, you know?
From back then, right?
Just in general, yeah. Like,
yeah.
And shit.
I mean, I feel like this was going to be like the best first podcast because it's like we are friends.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've spent like 3-4 years just getting to know each other. So, you know, I feel like the questions that I will ask you during this podcast, it's just like, well, you know, you kind of can't get this anywhere else, really.
That's true. That's true. No, I'm excited to, I don't know, Nico, you're crazy. So, like, we'll see what comes out. We'll see what you have to ask me.
So, you know, I think over the past, I don't know, maybe like couple months, I want to say over this past year, I knew everything was becoming like even more real. Like I believed in you back then and I still believe in you now, but like.
Yeah. Do you remember that one night we were out to El Tejano in North Hollywood and we were both drunk and it was just you and I, we were having a heart to heart. And I remember you saying to me, you were like, you know, out of everybody, like, you know, like, I know you're going to do it. I know it's going to happen. Like you're going to make shit work, you know? And I was just like, it was crazy because back then I was definitely still trying to figure shit out, which I still am. But like, that was a really cool moment to hear from somebody that I looked up to for a really long time tell me that. And it was just like really encouraging. And then now to like see everything come into fruition is really cool. Like, it's like, it's weird.
Yeah.
Like it all happened like right before my eyes, but I didn't see it until it was big enough for me to see, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I feel like we're always the worst critics for ourselves.
True. We're always like,
you know, but
we need to work
you
harder.
know, I think over these past couple of months, I've been seeing your name like, you know, TikTok aside, right?
Yeah.
I've been seeing your name just pop up from just randoms. Like, I kid you not. Yesterday, I was at my boy Rymix's bagel shop. It's not open yet. And he just had your song, I want to say it was In My Bag, it was playing, right?
Uh-huh.
And so some random chick I've never met in life, she was like, oh my God, Thuy is on. And I was like,
that's so crazy, dude. What the fuck?
I was like, hey, so how did you find Thuy? Was it like from TikTok? And she was like, you know, I kind of just like discovered her. And I'm like, that's dope. I didn't mention like we knew each other or anything. I was like, it's just cool to like see your name out there without like you just doing your thing.
I'm literally just doing my thing. Like I'm literally just every day I wake up and I'm like, okay, I'm just working towards my goals, like little goals here and there. And like, I feel like it's all starting to kind of add up or like all the hard work is starting to finally like show, even though I knew I was working hard, you know, but I think people are now starting to like see, oh, Thuy, you know what I mean? Because like my friend Tristan actually called us the other day because at a Korean restaurant in LA, they were playing my song. And
my God.
And then my girlfriend Nikki was in the Bay Area and she was eating lunch with her friend. And then this guy, the server, was playing all of my music. And so she FaceTimed me and he was like shaking at like how excited he was to meet me over FaceTime.
Wow.
And that was such a crazy moment for me. Like I I'm starting to kind of like see more people like play my music, you know, not just my friends, you know, like people that like I don't know, which is cool because that means that like my music is traveling farther than I could have ever imagined. And like, it's just really rewarding, you know, especially as an artist, like for people to even listen to your music.
Yeah.
Like I remember I used to get so excited over 1,000 streams, you know, like on my song, I'd be like, yes, we fucking did it. Like, I'm so proud of myself. And that is an accomplishment in itself, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of indie artists don't have the platform, even when they're talented, for people to even stream their song 1,000 times, you know? And then now, not that I'm not worried about the streaming, but it's just like I'm just putting out music and whatever happens, happens, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm obviously being strategic about marketing and ad spend and all of that, right? But it's like, but I'm kind of just trusting that everything works out.
Yeah. I mean, going back to the strategic aspect, as you just said.
Yeah.
You had a very interesting way about making and putting out your music. Because I think nowadays, because there's so many artists and so many people are getting flushed in and out of the music industry, and people are dropping EPs, people are dropping albums, you literally took how many years until your first project came out? Like what, 6
or 7 years.
Yeah, 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, 6 or 7 years. And then we worked on the actual project for about 2 years. And it's funny because the majority of the production on the project was from Beats by Taz, right? And it's funny because you had sent me a beat pack from him a long time ago, but it was on some like pop shit.
Yeah.
And like, it's just so cool because I feel like you've always just been such an integral part of Thuy's like career. Like you've always just like any chance that you get. And I appreciate that so much, you know, like any chance that you get, you're always just like plugging me or like helping me out. Like you were a part of Vapor Up, which was one of my favorite songs that I've ever made. And it was like the first song where I felt like, ooh, this is the sound of that I, as Thuy, as an artist, want to put out.
Yeah.
And so that was really special to like do that with my friends. And then like just any chance, you know, so like I'm so grateful to you that I was able to meet Taz, you know, and like have production or now like have this sound that I'm just so proud of. But like it all goes back to Nico Blitz. I'm looking at Cook.
Nah. It does not go back to me. But you know, I will say like it's funny because I just looked at your Spotify streams before this to see Vapor Up at like 1.8 when you know we would spend time at the studio and I'd be like, oh my god, like this is a freaking hit.
No, it is. And it's like I think people are just starting to like even like learn about Vapor Up, even though Vapor Up came out maybe 2 years ago. I don't know.
Pandemic. So yeah, almost 2 years ago now.
Yeah, almost 2 years. And you know, I did everything I could to like, you know, market it the best I could with like very limited budget, right? But now it's like with the surge of like the project and the new music doing well, it's like Vapor Up is starting to get more attention too, which is super fucking dope because Vapor Up's like one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
Like truly one of my favorite songs. It's a fucking bop.
Yeah.
And I knew it when we made it.
I will say this though. I'm actually very sad it did not make it to the project.
You know,
I'm sad.
It's okay.
It's okay though.
People wanted 111 on there too, but I just wanted it to be like this new era of like Thuy and like it told its story, but it didn't like tie in with like the story of the project.
So this is kind of like the way I see your career like really booming over the past year. So obviously All Night Long just went crazy. Right? And then I think we dropped Vapor Up after we noticed All Night Long was just doing its thing. I feel like Vapor Up was kind of like the introduction to like, you know, like this was me doing All Night Long and yeah, this is my song, but this is what I really do right now. And this is my sound for like 2020 moving forward.
Absolutely. I mean, I have nothing to say. 100%.
Okay. Facts.
That's exactly how I felt. No, like truly. I'm so grateful and I'm so blessed for all of the like, doors that All Night Long opened for me because I think that it gave me, especially on TikTok, like I feel like people were finally able to put the face to the song and that helped me just get more, I guess, visibility, you know, like a lot of people didn't know that an Asian girl sang the song that they loved.
I just saw that video.
Or they got freaky to, or they, like shit like that, right? And so for them to put a face to it was really cool. And I think it really helped cement me as an artist. And then it also just like, it just shined light on the fact that like I have other music too, And so it gave people like more incentive to like check out my other music because they're like, well, I love this song.
Yeah.
Let me see if like, I fuck with her other songs. So.
Well, that's the advantage I know you had like so tough. It's because you had so much catalog already. It wasn't just like I dropped my first song and it popped off. Like, yeah, that was one of your earlier records, but because you had so much catalog, it's like, oh my God, like I've been, as like a new time listener, it's like I've been missing out. Like, where have I been?
And I get that comment a lot, but it's really cool though, because I feel like people get to like when they're listening to all the songs up until the project, like they see the evolution of the Thuy sound,
Yeah.
and just like kind of where I was too. But I think it's just like it shows growth, and like sometimes I look on my Spotify, don't really like that song, like kind of want to take it down, but then I also like appreciate the journey, like how like where I'm at right now, because I'm like, fuck, like this is really top notch, like the music that I genuinely would listen to like on the radio, or like my favorite artists would make or whatever. And so like, but then you know what I mean, like the journey is a part of the process, so I'm like, okay, I want to leave it on there for people to like see the growth,
Yeah. Well, I feel like your earlier music, it was definitely like West Coast, Bay Area, more like up-tempo, like 100 BPM type music.
Right, 100 BPM.
I mean, that's really it, right? Cook's over here, he's like, Cook's the one who produced Wanted, so he knows exactly what I'm talking about. But then over, you have songs like 111, you have a freaking wedding song right now with Universe, like, I think your music has definitely had like its eras, and right now I think you're really, okay, not to sound cheesy, but definitely like in your bag, because you've found a sound that like works for you.
In my bag. I'm just kidding. But yes, I feel confident. Like I literally feel, and I've always known it within myself. I'm like, I always knew that I was going to make it happen, and I didn't need to prove that to anybody but myself, And like, where I'm at right now in my life, like I feel so strong in my character. Like I trust in myself so much, and I know that like any decision I make will be a good decision because I trust my gut, and like I just trust myself, And I think like as artists, we tend to hear a lot of opinions from people, but the most important opinion is yourself. Like, what do you want to do with your career? You can take advice from people and hear them out and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, don't let anybody dictate what the fuck you want to do with your career, And I feel like I know who I am so much that it's like the decisions are like this, Sometimes it's like so fast.
Dude!
Or like I'm like, okay, let me think about this, but I feel like, not that I make the best decisions all the time, because I've been wrong before, but I take that as a learning opportunity to then build on a better strategy for the future, right? But if I didn't try it, I wouldn't know that it wouldn't have worked, and I'd rather like fail early on than like have more at stake, you know what I mean, to try these like other gimmicks or whatever.
Yeah. Well,
not even gimmicks, just like strategies or whatever.
Well, I think we've had this past year in the pandemic to really think about like, okay, what can I do to just make myself better? So it was a year filled with let me just constantly make decisions, right?
Right.
And I
you
think,
know exactly. You Nico Blitz. Like I feel like you got on everything. You know what I mean? Like I mean, you did get on TikTok late.
Okay, I'll admit I did get on it late, but it took you and Jackie to really convince me like, dude, hop on TikTok, and I'm like, all right.
Yes, he did amazing on TikTok. Still doing amazing. We're going to get you back on there. Fucking creator.
Hey, man, look, I ain't tripping. I'm just going to keep on doing my thing. Like,
Exactly. You just got to bat every day.
Yeah.
You just have to
because you know
try.
what? Like, I'll post a TikTok video, right? And, I obviously, with the MySpace stuff, it just went crazy. So it was like 400K, 300K.
Yeah.
And then as of recently, it's like 500, 600, but I'm not letting that like diminish my my growth at all.
Hell yeah.
So I see your TikTok, for example, and it's like, okay, you'll have a video that hits like 1 million, 2 million, and then you'll have a video that hits like 3,000. But dude, you push out content like crazy.
because I know how much TikTok has changed my life. Like, literally, I'm a huge TikTok advocate because I've seen how it directly affects my career. And so I put all of my energy, or most of my energy, into TikTok. And so you'll see, I push out like 3-4 videos a day sometimes, because there's such short, fast content, and you never know what could go viral. But the most important thing to me is, like, I always try to build some type of storyline, and I always use my own music. Because you don't never want to go viral if you're an artist and you're using other people's music. You want your songs to catch, because the great thing about TikTok is that, in my opinion, TikTok was the only platform that directly affected my streaming. If I went viral on TikTok the day before, the next day I can see an uptick in my streams like this.
That's crazy.
And it was like, when I saw that happen, something clicked inside of me where I was like, holy fuck, I could be my own
marketer.
Like puppeteer or whatever. Like, I could pull the strings. Like, I could do this myself. And when I realized that, like, I don't need anybody to make people see my, like, hear my music and stuff like that, it changed the game for me. Because I was just like, okay, like, literally every day I'm always thinking, my roommates are like, Thuy, I feel like you think in TikTok now. But I genuinely do. Like, I'm like, oh, that's a great TikTok. Let me jot that down real quick. I have, like, a running list of ideas for each song, you know? And, like, it just depends on the story. Like, it depends on the narrative. It depends how relatable you are. And so, like, every day I'm just trying different things. And, like, with Universe, when it came out, I knew it was going to be a special song. Like, I know instantly when I'm in the studio, if I cry when I'm recording a song or when I'm hearing it get mixed and mastered, I know it's a hit, regardless of if it's a ballad or if it's a bop. If I cry,
it's a hit.
It's a hit. With Universe,
run with that confidence.
Fuck yeah. So with Universe, one, I cried while recording the record, and then when it was, like, mixed and mastered, it was just holy fuck. Like, I just knew that it was going to be a love song for people. And it was special for me too, because when we first wrote it, it was, like, initially about Ollie, right? So I was like, oh my gosh, like, I think this is a cool storyline on TikTok. I was like, because people love their pets, right? Yeah. So I tried that, and it kind of moved the needle a little bit. But the moment I said, I think I wrote the perfect wedding song, that was, like, everything. Yeah.
You're literally influencing people to believe, like, this is the perfect wedding song.
Yeah. And it was like they could envision themselves, like, getting married to the song if they weren't already in a relationship, or they're like, oh my God, I'm looking for a wedding song. And so it was just like, it worked out so perfectly. And so now, like, I feel like people attribute Universe to weddings. And so I think that that's the cool part about marketing your music. You want people to, like, hear your song and then connect it to something, you know?
Yeah. No, I get you, because I mean, that's kind of like what a label is supposed to do, right? They're supposed to put your stuff out, but then I don't know, you can't really attribute certain songs to, I guess, memories or moments in someone's life unless you really do it. Because on TikTok, at least, you have the opportunity to connect with your audience, like, for the most part, let's just say kind of like one-on-one. Yeah. And if you tell them, like, yo, this is the best rager song, or, oh, this is the best wedding song, or this is the best, like, love song, sex song, whatever you want to call it, they're literally going to think, like, oh my God, like, she's right. And so, you know, you do your thing so well. And it's funny because I remember, you know, for my simp sesh over on Twitch, I was like, let me just go over a couple songs that I think are wedding songs. So, you know, Snow Allegra, she had a song over there. And then I ended up on Universe, and everyone was like, yo, like, what is this? Like, this is cool.
It makes me feel good when I hear the song. And even though it's been out for a couple months now, I'm like, every time I hear it, it just pulls at my heartstrings. Like, it's such an universal love song, you know, like, regardless of where you're at, like, whether you're about to get married, or you're, you know, with a significant other, or you have a pet, or you love yourself, you know, it's just like, it's cool to be able to, like, be that song for people's relationships. Yeah. You know, like, that's so cool. Like, and when that went viral, that was more special to me than like All Night Long, in my opinion, because All Night Long was like a freaky song, you know, and like Universe was just like pure love. And for people to resonate with it so much is like so beautiful to me. Like I'm so grateful and I'm so fucking blessed. Like that people, I don't know, just like resonate with that song because it like was a special song for me to make.
Didn't your cousin or your family member use it for their wedding?
So my brother actually asked me to sing it at his first dance with my mom.
Wow.
Yeah, the tears were running. When I tell you, it was fucking waterworks. Like, it was so beautiful. My brother was crying. Like, he was crying.
How'd you feel?
Cries. I was so emotional. Like, I started crying too. Like, I couldn't even finish the first verse. And then I was like, okay, bitch, pull it together. But it was so, like, I mean, it was a full circle moment, you know? Like, to talk about, like, hey, I think this is the perfect wedding song. And then to sing it at a wedding a couple months later was, like, really fucking cool.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so it's just like overall I just like love the song. I love the song, and like I'm so happy that people love it too, and that, you know, it's still doing well. And yeah, it's just such a fucking blessing.
Manifestation, everybody. Manifestation, that's all it really is.
It really is. Manifest whatever the fuck you want, you guys. And like I always used to hear people say that, like, manifest, blah, 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 blah. And I'd be like...
You're a non-believer of the manifestation?
I was, because I was like, okay, you know? But
I want $1 million right now.
Right. Can we Photoshop fucking money here? But I fucking, like, I don't know. Like, something changed in me to the point where it's like, I really try to stay positive and write down my goals, because a lot of the things that I wanted to do are now happening. Like, it's really insane.
Well, what'd you change over this past year?
I think it's just like, I've always believed in myself, right? But I think it got to a point where I believed in myself. Well, before it was like you believe in yourself, but then you're also like, you're searching for validation from other people.
Yeah.
But I think what changed during the pandemic is like realizing that I don't need anybody else, and that I can actually make something of my career in the comfort of my home. And I think knowing that, I like changed the way I thought, to where it was like, I believe in myself so hard, but I'm not seeking validation from other people.
Yeah.
So I think because I was just like, I know what the fuck I want, and I know what I'm going to do, and no one's going to get in my way. I think that's like what changed, you know?
Yeah.
And like, I'm just so like, I challenge myself every day, and I work even when I don't want to. I work even when I'm lazy. I work even when I don't want to create content. You know what I mean?
Come on.
And I feel like those are the times that help with my mental toughness. And like, I've always had mental toughness because I wrestled in high school, but music has been something that's like similar to wrestling for me, and it's helped to just make me stronger mentally. And mental toughness is a thing. Like, you have to learn mental toughness, you know? And what I used to do in wrestling is, you know, I used to eat, sleep, breathe wrestling, because it was like the only sport I was really good at. And I remember coming home from wrestling practice, and I would sit at the base of my bed, and I would close my eyes, and I would envision my match from start to finish. And I feel like because I would envision exactly what I would do when I finally got on the mat for an actual match, I already knew. I already went through the motions. Like, I already won the match in my head, right? Like,
because you kind of planned everything out.
I planned everything out, and I was able to anticipate, you know? And so I think because I have that mentality with music too, like, I'm able to see things happen in my brain. Like, I'm like, I can see myself doing the things I've always wished that I could do. And like, I think that's a way of me manifesting. I don't know if it's weird, because like, I love manifesting, but I'm not super like, I like angel numbers too, but I don't know a lot about it, right? But I think that's a way to manifest. Like,
I guess you're kind of you're not like vocally manifesting, but you're manifesting in your head.
Yeah, for sure. Like, sometimes I'll write down too, like, you know, goals for myself, and just to visualize it. But a lot of it is in my head. Like I can literally see things happen from start to finish. It's kind of a weird.
That's weird.
It's a weird
But
thing.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
No, I mean, because I get you. Because on Twitch, for example, right? Once they told me the requirements of like you need all these numbers and all these hours to become a partner, I'm like, bet.
I was like, peace.
Yeah, Thuy was on
peace
Twitch for a
out.
bit.
I was. It was a lot though, but yeah. Keep going.
But like so on Twitch, for example, they told me like you need to have an average of 75 concurrent viewers. You need to stream for like at least 12 hours out of the month. And I'm like, all right, bet. Well, I'm already streaming every day. Let me figure out a way in which I can get 75 concurrent viewers. A little bit of luck, but a lot of just me being very consistent.
Yeah.
Like, dude, partner. And I'm not saying it happened like that, but what I tell everyone is that like, it's more than just like a purple badge. It's a symbol of you can do whatever you want to do as long as you just hone into it and you focus on it. And like, once you know what your goal is, you can figure out the steps in between to figure out how do I get to that goal.
Amen.
That's it.
Like, that's kind of how I navigate everything too. It's like, that's the goal. How do I get there? These are the steps. And like, I know that things don't happen overnight and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the journey. And I think a lot of people sometimes want things to happen overnight. Then they get discouraged, But with me, it's like, I'd rather have little wins here and there than have such a big win where it's like, I wasn't able to build a good foundation. Then now you fall and there's nothing to fall back on.
Yeah, because you don't know what to do.
Exactly. So I'm like, these little wins here and there have really helped me to build a great foundation for myself to where it's like, okay, if for whatever reason the song doesn't do well anymore, I know how to still get back there,
Yeah.
But I think sometimes when things happen so fast, we're like, okay, this is cool. What do we do now? Right? Versus like, cool. And you just kind of take it with ease and you take each day as it is. And like, I want the best for myself, of course, right? But I'm okay with just kind of like, let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
Because a lot of things are out of your control that you can't control and you shouldn't stress about it. And there's a lot that you can control too, and that's really just what you can do, right? You can't control like outside factors. And yeah, it's a weird like industry to be in.
Yeah.
Because you're the only one motivating yourself. You're your own boss, truly. And and sometimes I get weirded out because I'm like, holy fuck, like I'm making all the big decisions. Like I never thought that I would be the person, to be like, yeah, we could spend that. Okay, let's do that. Okay, yeah, yep. Cool. Nope, we're not doing that, And it's just so weird because, like, I don't know. Like, it just kind of happened, I guess.
Okay, so, over this past year, like, first of all, like, even this past year, you've released music videos like crazy. I've noticed you've just made decisions like that much more quicker and, like, the content's out there, like In My Bag's a dope video. Even the visualizer to 111 is a dope video. Like, was there a decision that you were surprised that I guess you made and then you kind of realized like, yo, like, I can't believe I made that decision. I can't believe we just did that.
Yeah. So for Universe, I wanted to do like this high budget video, right? And I remember we went and shot it in Santa Barbara and then we had multiple editing sessions and it just wasn't, it didn't encapsulate Thuy as an artist. But to me, I don't fucking care about money. I'm like, okay, yeah, that was a couple $1,000s. I don't care. Because what's more important to me is my branding and what people, when they think of Thuy, what do they see, right? And so I said, we're scrapping the video. And we're going to go rent a Super 8 instead, camera. And Charlie and Louie, we're going to, me, Louie, and Charlie went back to Santa Barbara and filmed this shit ourselves. I edited it with Louie, with just us. Added text, wrote everything out. And the reason why I think it did so well is because it was so personal. It was so raw and authentic.
It was so you.
And it was just so me. And to be able to like have done that myself too, and with Ollie in there with me, was so amazing. Like it was a decision where I was like, I'm so fucking glad I did that, But it was like this. I made the decision like this. I was like, that doesn't feel right. we're gonna audible and we're gonna do something else, you know. And you know, the same thing with the video diary, right? Like, you know, the lyric video came out, and then I remember my team was asking me like, do you still want to put out like a music video for it, like an actual proper music video, right? And I was like, the song is just so stripped. Like, it needs to be, the music video needs to showcase that. And so last minute I was like, all right, we're gonna go get a VHS camera and we're gonna do a video diary in the life of Thuy.
That's what I'm talking about.
And showing all the things that Thuy loves, you know? Shopping.
Yeah.
Talking to lives, you know? Being with Charlie, being with Ollie, drinking coffee, on her computer, doing work. Like, just the most random shit, you know? And
I mean, it's not random, though. Like, you literally do that on a daily basis.
Exactly.
So it's not really that random.
That's true. But, like, it was cool to think outside the box and not, like, I don't know. It's just weird that, like, my decision making is just all through my gut. Like, I'm like, I know there's been a lot of things where I've had people tell me, like, I think this is what you should do. And I was this close, you know, to listening to them. But my gut always tells me, like, this feels bad. And I'll just be like, I'll have to stand by that, you know?
Yeah. And
I'm so grateful for that too, because it's steered me away from a lot of bad opportunities or, just like, trust your gut, trust your instinct. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. You don't have to.
Facts. Big facts.
Yeah.
So it took a long ass time. Again, 7 years for you to drop your first project. What made this time now? What made this time God, what year are we in? 2021? I don't know. I feel like the past year has just been like cluttered with like the same.
I know. It's crazy. I'm like, holy fuck, it's going to be 2022 soon. You know, the pandemic. There's no
people at home anyway. People at home.
There's no particular reason why I wanted to release an EP. And honestly, at the beginning, Taz sent me a beat pack. I think it was like 7 beats. And all of them slapped, like all of them. And I remember I was in the studio like every day. Remember when I sent you Figured You Out for the first time?
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit, this shit's fire. That was the first song I made off the beat pack. And then I just kept making songs off the beat pack, right? And so we had like 4 or 5 songs. And then I remember looking at Cook and Charlie, I was like, wait, do we have an EP? Like, do we actually have a project? Because people were asking me, like, the amount of comments that I would get, like, sis, we need an EP, we need an album, we need a project. And I'm like,
it was in demand.
It was in demand, you know? And so, but then I was still on the singles hype. Like, I was like, no, we need to keep releasing singles, build a name for myself, and just show that I'm consistent. And so it was really hard for me to hold back on these songs. It was really hard, you know? But I did give them chances, give them universe, and I give them In My Bag, right? But it's funny, like, there's no reason, honestly, like, to answer your question, there's no reason why the EP happened. It just happened. And I remember, I think it was like a couple months before we were supposed to like turn in the project. And I remember my team was like, okay, well, you have 3 songs that came out. And then I think I had 2 more songs that were done, right? And I was like, that doesn't feel right to me. Like, to release a project and only give them 2 new songs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was just like, I feel like I'm cheating my supporters. Like, I don't like that.
A lot of artists do that, by the way. I don't like it.
So I said, you know what? Taz, you got another beat pack, right? Sends me another one.
Okay.
And we made 4 fucking songs. And there's 9 tracks on the project.
Wait, so how many songs did Taz produce that are on the project?
Maybe like 6. I have to take Trippin'.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Trippin', Chances, In My Head, Figured You Out, In My Bag. You Got Me.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know what's so funny about that? I don't know if I told you, but you know, in the beginning of the pandemic, when I literally just put out an Instagram post on my story, like, "Hey, I'm looking for beats," because I still wanted to kind of A&R some stuff, right? So the reason why I even know Taz is because another producer hit me, and he was like, "Oh, I have like a couple beats for you." I'm like, "Cool." So I listened to him, and then I think I sent it to you. And then I forgot which song it was, forgive me, but basically that song, he was like, oh, like my boy Taz from China, I believe that's where Taz is from. Like he co-produced this beat, so you have to give him credit if you end up doing this. I'm like, all right, bet. So it's just crazy how like you can put like even just a flare out on the internet, and then you kind of just see everything transpire to what it is today.
It's crazy. Like
For the record, I'm not taking credit for any of that. I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy where you can, like, do.
But you did introduce me to him because I remember I followed him because we were going to use a beat on there. And I was going to make a song. It was called Rent Free.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. But it didn't ever come out because I don't like it. Anyways, so I followed Chaz. And I remember I was in a fucking rut. I was like, I need to make music. Like, it's, you know, I know things are closed down right now. It's a fucking panorama. But I was like, I need to do something to still keep my career moving. Because I feel like I was like starting to gain a little bit of traction. And then the pandemic hit. And then I was like, fuck, do I have to start at square one again? I fucking refuse, you know? Sorry if I'm cussing so much.
No, it's okay. It's good.
Do you have to bleep it?
Hell no. Fuck no.
Okay, cool.
We ain't bleeping fucking shit.
Oh, God. Okay. So then I was like, I need to make music. And so I remember just scrolling, dude. I was just scrolling because I'm a scroller at night. I just really scrolling. My roommates hear me because my phone's so fucking loud.
Oh, God.
I think I have like the fucking Hulk of all iPhones because my iPhone is so fucking loud. Like you can hear it outside the house.
What do you have, a 13?
No, I have a 12. Like it's so just
loud, bro.
It's pretty fucking loud. It's pretty fucking loud. So I remember just scrolling on Instagram for hours, and then I stopped at Taz's post, and he was playing the guitar, and it was like more R&B. So I said, "Wait, he makes R&B beats?" So I DM'd him out of the blue. I said, "Hey, I love this beat. Do you have like an R&B beat pack or something?"
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it all happened. So.
Shout out to Taz.
Shout out to Nico. Shout out to Taz. Taz, you're fucking incredible. Thank you so much for everything, honestly, and always just like being available. And even though you're in another country, like it's so incredible. Like I'm so excited for the day when we can have him here and we can actually create from scratch in the studio. Like that's gonna be a beautiful moment.
That'll be lit. That'll be a
beautiful moment. But yeah. The EP kind of just like happened.
Okay.
And then it was like, well, you know, I feel like I'm cheating my fans if I just do 5 songs. I'm going to create a couple more, you know? And then the last minute, it was like the freaking title just kind of like was hanging over my head for the longest time.
Yeah, how did you get the title?
So I had my manager like had me up against the wall with a gun to my head.
Whoa.
I'm just kidding on. I love you. No, but I mean, for a couple months, you know, everybody was like, it's going to come to you. You're either going to have a track that like is going to be the name of the album or the project. And I was like, it's not coming to me. It's not coming to me. I'm like, I'm not nothing. There's nothing up here, you know? And I remember one day I was on the phone with my manager and she was like, hey, we need the title, right? And this is how impulsive I am, but in a way that always seems to work out for me, you know? Like, okay. I don't know. Like,
you trust your gut.
Yeah, I make decisions like so fast sometimes. And I remember like she told me that, and I was like, "Fuck, I don't have a name." So I was like, "Okay, give me a minute, right?" So it's quiet on the phone for a minute. I was just like in the chair. And I was
Did you even have like draft names?
Nope.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Wow.
And I was just like, close my eyes, thinking about it for a second, and I said, "I hope you see this." Yeah, I like that. We're gonna go with that.
Okay.
And that was it.
Even with the U, like just the letter U?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was crazy. Like it just like it's such a powerful name to me. Like I love it so much because there's so many different meanings there, you know? Like I hope the Toxic X sees this. I hope they see like how hurt I was and how much I've grown and how much I love myself now, right? And like it's like I hope, you know, Charlie sees this and sees like that I love him, you know, and that like, he means everything to me. And like, I hope that my younger self sees this and keeps pushing towards her dreams. And, you know, the Asian kid at home sees this and they're like, damn, I could do this. Because, like, I actually had a producer. I was working on the Shein show, and the producer at the very end told me that, hey, my 9-year-old Vietnamese neighbor loves your music. She loves In My Bag.
That's lit.
And she said to me, oh, she's Vietnamese? That means I could be a pop star too.
That's what I'm fucking talking about. Oh my God.
And that was the first moment that I was like, oh my God, I'm actually like inspiring people to do what they want, you know, and that it's possible. And that's like amazing because like representation is everything. And I wish I had more of that growing up because maybe I would have started earlier. But I'm happy for my journey and everything happens for a reason and for my experiences because it's just made me a way better person and just I have a good head on my shoulders because of life and everything I've like experienced, you know? So I don't take that back, like, but I also do want to say that representation is very important, you know, in all aspects, whether it's body positivity or, you know, just more Southeast Asian representation or just Asian representation in media overall. And like just to be that face for certain people, like how Britney Spears was for me was like, what the fuck, right? Like that's just like, it's just these full circle moments. I feel like, you know, it's like crazy how life works. And I'm just like grateful for the journey and like where I'm at right now.
You know, you showed me the music video to I Hope You See This, the track.
Yes.
Back at your place before it was out. And I watched it and I was like, yo, like this is really dope. I get it because it was your younger cousin, yeah?
Yep.
So it's your younger cousin who was like in the video.
Yeah.
And it was weird because normally when I see things like for the first time, the second time it doesn't really, you know, I'm just like, okay, I've already seen this, right?
Right.
But when we were at your EP premiere, and it was on the big screen, I kid you not, I was tearing up watching it. And I was like, oh my God, like, this is not that I was like seeking this feeling, but like, this is it. Like, because we had this conversation a couple years ago, and I've had this conversation so many times where it's like, we need to break boundaries as like Asian Americans, we need to stand up with each other, And it's like, dude, 2 years later, 88 Rising's doing their thing. Yep. You're doing your thing. Like, we're all doing our thing. Like, I feel like the time for breaking out, it's like this is the time we were talking about 2 years ago.
Yeah, and that's the cool part. And I think, like, even if you're not Asian, you can relate to the music video because I think we all had dreams as kids. And maybe sometimes we push them aside because of society norms or what your parents want you to do. And the music video was just so powerful because it was like, you know, you see her put the CD, I Hope You See This, in the Walkman, right?
Yeah.
And like that moment was like a very cementing moment. It made you feel kind of like, oh, did the older Thuy leave that there for the younger Thuy to listen to or to see, right? Like, I hope you see this, right? Like, it's almost like if you could go back in time and tell your younger self, like, keep following your dreams, you know, like look how far you've come, right? And I think like regardless of what ethnicity or nationality or where you come from, I think we can all like relate. Like we all had dreams as kids, and I think like it was very important for me to have her be the face of this outro track, and then also to give the outro track because I feel like it doesn't always get love, right? I wanted to like that be my audio signature goodbye, you know, like closing out this chapter. And then, you know, like, who knows what's going to come next for Thuy, but like, it was just, I cry every time I watch the music video because it just means so much. There's so many different meanings in there. And then to also have, one, my cousin, right? She just moved here from Vietnam like a couple months ago. And it's crazy to see myself in her because she's exactly how I was when I was a kid. Super charismatic, so friendly, so sweet, and just like so willing. You know, she got on camera for the first time and there was like a crew of 25 people there. She was not shy.
Nice.
You know, and that's so awesome. Like I wish I was like a little bit more like her when I was a kid, but like for the most part, I see so much of myself in her. But then also like it's so special to just like show my culture and show where I come from. And that's like to have my parents in there was so incredible. Like, you know, the whole day on set, like my mom woke up at 5 a.m. to cook pho and fry egg rolls for the whole crew. They're like, you're not catering, we're making food for the team. And I was like, and then at the very end, I was like, hey, do you guys want to be in the music video? And it was just like, they were just so down. And it was just, I think they also were able to see like how serious I was taking this, right? And it's just a cool moment between me and my parents, because I think for a really long time I would seek their approval a lot. Like, I would still do whatever the fuck I wanted, because I've always lived by, you have one life and one life only, and you should be able to live your life to the fullest and do whatever the hell you want. But I also, coming from immigrant parents who worked really hard to come here and give up everything for me and my siblings to have a better life than they had, back in Vietnam, I felt this responsibility to do really well in school and be successful and financially stable so that I can take care of them in the future. And then, take care of my elders too, right? Like back in Vietnam and stuff. So I've always felt this like pressure to just like appease my parents. And I know for a really long time, they always used to ask me like, hey, are you gonna go back to school and all that? And I just remember like, this sucks, because I felt like I just wanted their approval. And then for them to now like see it and see that like, whoa, she's actually doing it is, it means a lot to me. And it just makes me want to just keep living my true self,
So what's the convo with your parents now as opposed to a couple years ago?
Like before, I never used to be able to like talk to them about what I got going on or like anything related to music. Like they knew it was something that I loved to do, but it wasn't something we openly talked about. And now they call me and they ask me like, oh, like what do you have going on, or like I'll tell them about, obviously the album coming out and all of that, and just like, yeah, it's really cool to talk to my parents about that. And it's also very cool to have their full support. And I think like,
I love that.
I think maybe deep down they're like, well, there's really nothing we can say, that can like change your mind anymore. And I think they see that I'm able to actually like be stable like financially too, which is very important to them. Like they're worried obviously as parents, so for them to see me be able to like pay for things and like be self-sustainable, they're like, oh, we don't have to worry about her anymore.
I think that was another decision we all had to make over this past year. So, I used to work at the radio station, that. But like all their gigs, even like Cook can attest, like all the DJ gigs, like they were just non-existent anymore. So I even told myself like, all right, Nico, you have one of two decisions to make. One, you can go back home. Makes it a hell of a lot easier for you because you don't know what's going to happen. Or two, you can figure out how to stick it out over here in LA and, just do your thing. I promise you the latter half was the best decision I ever made in life. Because you just because I believe you just figure things out.
You do.
When you just don't know what else to do.
You do. It's probably a primal instinct.
Yeah.
Of a survivalness.
Darwinism?
Natural selection. But it is true. It's like, when you have your back up against the wall and you have to bet on yourself.
Bet on yourself.
It's like you got to just trust.
Yeah.
And believe that it works out. And I've seen like friends who take the risk and it ends up working out for them, or like they'll talk to me about how they're worried financially and then like a couple months later things work out. Because you bet on yourself. If you give up, then you'll never know. And like, no shade to anybody that moves back home because I get it, right? Like I totally understand. But we're all capable too of like making these risks. And like the moment you make the risk is like the universe will just line things up for you. In my opinion.
Go stream universe, by the way.
Yes. I am a huge believer in that though. That like just take the risk and everything will work out.
Okay, so is there, for instance, over this past year, my one thing that I regret was not hopping on TikTok earlier enough.
Don't regret it.
I mean, it's doing fine for me now, and I'm happy with all the opportunities I'm getting from TikTok. Yeah. But is there anything over this past year or so that you wish, like, man, I wish I made this decision, or I wish that I could have done this earlier, or I wish
I started TikTok earlier.
Man, look, we got the same sentiments.
Yeah. But also, Nico, like, I could sit here and be like, I wish I stuck around. I wish I stuck to Twitch. So like don't worry about it.
Yeah. I mean,
It's all good.
don't get me wrong, I'm not worried.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? I think like I like to tell people when you reflect on even like yesterday or like a week ago or a month ago or like a year ago, you kind of look back and say, okay, like these are some points in which I could have just, I guess, made yourself more efficient, done a decision a lot quicker because now you see like how the fruits of your labor like turned out.
For sure.
So, you know, not that like it's like I regret not doing this, but it's like, wow, like now that I know like what it is, like now I'm just going to go even harder because you just never know.
Yeah. No, I mean, aside from TikTok, I would say like putting a strategy to a release. I think a lot of artists tend to release music and expect it to blow up without putting in that post work.
Yeah.
And a lot of the work is post release. And, you know, I think I got my first glimpse of that with Vapor Rub, right? Remember when we sat down?
I was about to say that.
And we jot down different things we could do for it. And I feel like that made all the difference because even though we didn't hit everything, we still hit some of the goals. And that's good. Like, that's really good.
Yeah.
But if you don't have any goals to start with, then it's like, well, what are you reaching for, right? You're just like expecting everything to work out for you.
You know, we were talking about reaching out to Vapor Rub, having them like sponsor like the video.
No, we had the biggest ideas, you know, and then we had like, you know, we had attainable goals, but then we also thought really big and out of the box. And I feel like from there on out, all my songs, I would have a strategy for everything. And that like made all the difference.
So it set the tone for like everything else.
It did. It really did. Yeah.
Look, I'll take that.
I'll take the credit for that.
I'll take the credit for that.
That was a good brainstorming session.
It was.
Yeah.
It was a random night.
Uh-huh.
And I just came over and we probably had a couple of drinks. I know Cook was, what was Cook doing? Cook was playing like COD or something.
Probably,
I don't know.
Yeah. It was you, me, and Chuck. We were in the kitchen, and then we were just like jotting down different ideas. I remember we got so excited about possibly like getting a Vicks Vapor Up commercial and them using the song.
Yeah.
And hey, we're not against it.
We're still not against it.
Still not against it.
Wait, is there a video out? No.
There's a quarantine music video that we did.
That's right. You had asked like so many people to just submit a video, right?
And that's cool. Like, I feel like that's kind of my little Thuy signature on everything that I do. Is just like really raw and authentic and like just really personal, right? And so I kind of like to take that into future videos or visuals or whatever that is. But like Vapor Rub was the first moment where I felt like, oh, we don't need high budget, you know, shit to make shit wiggle. Like we could really do this ourselves. And I think that's like the word of the day. Or not
wiggle?
The word of the day. No, not wiggle. No, but like
Wiggle,
maybe
wiggle,
the phrase,
wiggle, wiggle.
Phrase is like, you don't need anybody.
You don't.
You could do it yourself. You know, like, yeah, you could figure it out yourself. If you had yourself only, you could figure it out. You know, but of course, I'm very grateful for like my team. You know, that is there to support me and always like have great ideas and all of that, and just be a good soundboard. But above all else, like, no one's gonna motivate you like yourself. Like, no one's gonna push me to do anything. I have to be my own motivator.
So I was actually about to wear that hoodie.
Oh, really?
I was.
You should have.
No, well, I wanted to, but then as soon as I put it on after I showered, I'm like, oh my God, it's like so damn hot.
Is it hot? I feel very comfy
It's
right now.
it's kind of hot for me a little bit, right? Yeah. I like to be in like super cold ass weather, right?
Oh, okay.
So then I was like, you know what? There's no other better time than to wear my shirt, right?
Look at us plugging ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, look, she got the I hope you see this hoodie. I got the Nico Blitz shirt on, but I say all that to say because you don't know how many comments I get of like, oh my, is this guy wearing his own shirt? My literal response, every single time, I'm like, no one is gonna rep you harder than you rep you.
Oh, for sure.
And if people don't know you, got to make sure people know who the fuck you are, man.
For sure. Honestly, I never think about it. I guess I just like, yeah, fuck yeah, you know?
You feel me?
Yeah, I feel like if you're insecure, then you're worried about, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like, let us live.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna wear a picture of me sooner or later and just let me live. Let Nico live.
I'm still waiting for the I hope you see this like shirt because that's how Johnny had it on and I'm like, yo, that is lit.
Yes. Very soon.
Okay.
The charcoal one or the black?
Charcoal.
Okay, yeah, the charcoal. Wait
Can
for the
we
charcoal.
get it before the show or?
Yes, we're trying to get it for the show. We're trying to get it for the show. The show, by the way, is sold out.
Yes.
Oh wait, you say that.
Yeah.
You say that.
By the way, the show on 11/27, 11/27 over at Brick and Mortar, San Francisco is officially sold out. 300 people. Like, dude, crazy. You know, dude, full circle.
Dude, that's
Full circle.
That is the phrase of the day.
Full circle. Let me set the tone for everybody because people probably don't know what is going on. So,
all right, it was circa.
So it was circa 2016, 17 when I was already just blogging about Thuy and putting up her songs like All Night Long or her records with Young Gully. And
Shout out Young Gully.
I remember when I reached out to Thuy on Twitter, I totally thought her name was Thuy.
I fucking hate you. I fucking hate you. I'm gonna just go by Thuy now. Fuck
Thuy
it.
music.
Whatever.
Make them cheeks clap. But
Fucking can't.
one of my first show back in the Bay Area, I curated
Pass
Thuy.
the Note.
Pass the Note.
I love that show. That was one of my favorite shows.
You might have more. You might. But I had Thuy and I had Louis Franco and a couple of the other homies on there too. I believe Russ Kusan was also on there. But Thuy was actually the first person that came to mind because I was like, A, I haven't met her in real life. B, she's really freaking dope. And C, I have a huge feeling she could rock the crowd. So what did she do? She showed up, she did the show, she rocked the crowd, and I was like, I'm amazed. And dude, like, I don't even think we had full capacity at that show. We probably had maybe like 100 people roughly. We had a good amount of people, but it definitely was not like full capacity.
Oh shit.
So the fact that
Sorry. What?
I'm saying the fact that now we have a full capacity show at the same spot, and you know, you have Johnny performing, Louis,
Yes.
Kiyomi, Cooks DJing, I'm DJing. I'm like, dog, this is crazy.
It's a literal family affair.
It is.
Like, that was what's important. You know, like, for me, like, family and friends are more important than anything, more than important than clout or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wanted to have a show, my first headline show, to be with my friends and family. Like, that was most important to me, you know? And, like, I'm just so fucking juice for everybody to just like, people are going to love their sets because they're friends of mine, you know? Like, it's just going to be fucking dope. Everybody's so talented, and people that I genuinely listen to and are inspired by, right? And so it's like so cool to be able to like curate my own like openers.
Yeah. It's like
And-
Thuy and friends, you know?
No, not even like Thuy, Louis, Johnny, Kiyomi. Like I'm so fucking excited, and like hopefully we do. I hope you see this tour very soon.
Ooh.
Definitely soon.
Cook is over here like, yeah, let's run that up. We going to Fresno, we going to Sacramento, then we're going to
Definitely.
Washington D.C., then we're going to Cancun for spring break.
This energy, I love it. No, but for real, like
It's the coffee.
I hope you see this tour is coming soon, you guys. Thuy, Cook are coming to a city near you soon. But yeah, dude, fucking brick and mortar. Like, I'm blown away that people even bought meet and greet tickets. Cause I think sometimes I believe in myself, and I know that, like, I know, right? Like, I know within myself that, like, that I got it, right?
Yeah.
But
Say it with confidence. No, say that one more time. Say that one more time with more confidence.
I got this shit.
There we
okay?
fucking go.
I'm in my bag. All right.
Come on.
No, but like I always tell people, I'm like, who's gonna buy my merch? Like, I always like don't envision people doing that because I'm like, I don't know, it's a weird thing. So I was like, who the fuck's gonna buy meet and greet tickets, you know? And they sold out. And like there's 50 people coming to want to meet me. And that's such a blessing. And I promise I'm cool. And you guys will like,
She is. She's cool.
you guys will like to meet me, hopefully. And yeah, it's weird. It's so weird. And then for it to be sold out too is like so weird. Cause like my manager was like, this shit's gonna sell out. And I was like, we'll see, you know? And it sold out. And we didn't even have to hassle people to buy tickets. You know, it was just like people really just wanted to come and see the show. And that's like such a blessing in itself. You know, like, and to be back in the Bay to do it too is like,
yeah, and to end 2021, right? That's where we're at. Yeah, and to end 2021 like that, like, you know, it's amazing. Like, to have this conversation now, and I said this in the past interview, I can't wait to see what happens in another, like, 3 years, 4 years.
Is that what you said?
That's literally what I said. It's like halfway through, and I was like, I can't wait to see what you do in like 6 months, 7 months.
So when you air this podcast, you should do a little segment, and then 3 years later, that'd be kind of funny.
3 years later.
Exactly. Damn.
I'm telling you.
Back and watch that.
Like we've been through a lot of stuff. I mean, there was like a car accident, a bike accident. You know, y'all just went bowling the other day.
The bike is still at our house. No one rides it. Lou even bought a bike. Doesn't fucking ride it. Ever since the accident, it just traumatized him. It traumatized Louis. But we've been through some shit.
Yeah.
We have been through a lot together. I can genuinely say that Nico is one of my closest friends, and not just for like the internet. Like, he honestly is one of my closest friends, and I have a very small circle of people that I genuinely trust, and I would do anything for. Like, Nico's like, yo, I'm rebranding this podcast. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm there. Like, you don't even have to ask me. Like, oh, you're rebranding? I'm there. When? You know what I mean? And, like, I would do anything, like, for you, you know? And, like,
same.
You've done so much for me. And, like, the only, like, this is, like, there's so much more that I want to do to repay you, you know? And, like, you've just always been such a fucking big Thuy supporter. Like, you just...
You know, there is one way you can repay me. Just one way.
No.
No. There is. Okay. All right. Hold the fuck up.
I take that back.
Hold the fuck.
Wait, go.
Oh my God.
All right, come on.
First of all, I love you, Charlie. There's nothing. No. Second, the one thing you could do to repay me is to simply just keep on fucking going.
Aw.
That's it. That's all I ask. Just keep on fucking going.
That's easy.
See?
But is there anything else?
No. I mean, maybe just open your door when me and Jackie come over or something.
Oh, absolutely. Oh my God. Sometimes
maybe
they'll knock on the door and I'm like, did we expect guests today? Like, we just ate at Korean barbecue for the 10th time this week. God damn.
You know, maybe we can have a Korean barbecue night at your house again, because that was really fun.
And Louis will get bit by my dog again.
Oh God.
Oh, never mind. We don't have to tell us that story.
Yeah, we don't gotta talk
Ollie's
about that.
Ollie's a saint, you guys. Ollie's a saint.
The same dog that she dedicated on Universe is a saint.
Anyways, but we can definitely do a Korean barbecue night at our house again. Like, shit. Maybe when we come back. Yeah. Friendsgiving.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, a Friendsgiving like after Thanksgiving?
Yeah, because I got to go back to the Bay on Monday.
Yeah, me too. I'm going back like next
going
weekend.
Back?
Well, I mean,
right. No, but
the
when?
show.
When are you going back though?
I'm going back literally like Black Friday.
Oh shit. Okay,
Yeah.
no, we're going Monday.
No, I don't know. Well, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Anyways, we might open up the capacity at Brick and Mortar on the day of. So, we'll see.
Ooh.
We'll see. I don't know. There's COVID protocols, so we have to follow the guidelines. But yeah, dude, it's fucking amazing. I remember Brick and Mortar when you invited me to come on the show. I was so nervous. I was like, oh my gosh, like, we really have to get our shit together, you know? But like, I remember performing, and it was one of my favorite performances. Like, people always ask me, like, what's one of your favorite performances? I say Brick and Mortar, and I say the Moroccan Lounge.
Aww.
Those were, I just felt so good up there, you know? And so, like, to be back and headline my own show there is so fucking cool. And to have you DJ too, it's cool.
By the way, I'm very happy that the Brick and Mortar footage ended up on like one of the news stations in the Bay.
Is it?
It did.
Wait, Send me
Dude,
that.
I'm telling you, I literally just watched a whole bunch of your content before this happened. I think you did like NBC or something. It was for like Asian American.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Also, side note, that was when my parents finally realized that I was actually doing something cool. Because they don't care about streaming and all of that. Like, they don't know.
They
like,
care about the news.
They watch the news, the Bay Area news, and when they saw me on TV, they're like, oh, shit. Our daughter is actually doing it. And that was like the moment that it changed for them. And I could tell it changed for them. Yeah, but.
Well,
yeah.
Shouts out to the parents. They definitely saw that.
Yeah. Yes. I hope you see this, Mom and Dad. Yeah. Good talk.
Great talk. Thuy, so, you know, I'm doing like brand new segments that actually go with TikTok
Okay.
very well.
Okay.
So, aside from Universe, of course, what are your top 3 wedding songs?
Ooh. Damn. I have no idea. You tell me first. What are your top 3?
Snow Allegra.
Okay.
I Want Someone Like You. I think No One by Alicia Keys would also be on there.
Okay.
In some way.
Okay.
In some way. And I'm being honest, I'll put Universe on there.
Okay. Maybe John Legend, All of Me.
Ooh.
Maybe some Adele. I forget what the song. I forgot.
What
is that song called?
I do
Love?
know which
Feel My
one you're
Love.
talking about.
Feel My Love, maybe? Maybe?
Similar to no.
It's when you feel my... I don't even know how that song goes. I just listened to it today because...
Okay, but that one.
To make you feel my love. That one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that one. Another one, Ed Sheeran, Perfect. That's
Oof.
a good one.
Yeah. That's a great one.
You Got Me by Thuy is a good one.
Ooh, self-plug.
You said 3, so I give you 4.
And I mean, we'll
there you
roll with
go.
that. We'll roll with that.
Yeah.
Another TikTok segment I have.
Okay.
Top 3 karaoke songs.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So, Nico Blitz podcast, top 3 karaoke songs with Thuy. Hit them.
Britney Spears, Sometimes.
You got to sing it.
Sometimes I run. Sometimes I hide. Sometimes I'm scared of you. But all I really want is to hold you tight. Treat you right. Be with you day and night.
Woo!
Maybe I Swear by All For One. I swear by the moon and the stars in the sky. Third one, probably So Into You by Tamia. With every passing moment, thoughts of you run through my head. When any time that I'm near you, I realize that you're heaven sent, baby. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Can we clap it up for Thuy one time? That was
Thank you.
incredible.
Thank you.
Incredible.
Huh?
Hoobastank.
Oh, The Reason by Hoobastank. That's a good one. I forgot
Go.
how
That's all you.
fuck, how does it go?
I was going to mess around and be like, the reason that we're...
You.
And the reason
is
is you.
Yes. How does it go though? How does the chorus go?
And the reason is you.
You know what song lives in my head rent free sometimes? You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals, so let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Okay.
I used to stay up super late at night and watch music videos on VH1, and that one would fucking creep me out because they would walk the streets wearing monkey outfits or rat outfits, but they it was just the weirdest thing. But now it lives in my head. So that I wouldn't sing that for karaoke, but that wasn't a question. But it lives in my head.
Yeah. I don't think... have we had a karaoke night?
Yeah. Remember we did a 90s karaoke on Twitch?
Oh, well, I mean, more so going out, having some drinks, karaoke. I don't think we've had that.
I'm down. We just did it recently. It was fucking lit.
Damn. Damn. Oh yeah, I think we just got to end it there, man.
All right,
Look.
thank you so much for this interview. I have got to go. It's getting hot in here now. That didn't happen. I think I dreamt it, actually.
Yeah, it was a dream.
Yeah, it was all a dream.
I'm sick.
It was all a dream.
Well, I mean, this is actually a perfect time to end the podcast, by the way. But
How long were we talking for?
it's about like an hour or so.
Wow, I could talk longer, probably.
Yeah. I mean, we'll do this again in like 3 years or something like that.
Oh my God! Wait, you have to say, I can't wait to see what you.
Oh
do.
yeah. All right. I can't wait to see what happens with Thuy in the next 3 years. When the next project or the next whatever comes out, maybe she's in a movie. Maybe, I don't know. I just can't wait to see.
We'll see. 3 years later. Can we fast forward?
Yeah.
That'd be fucking cool.
Nico Blitz podcast, episode 1.
The
Thuy.
first episode. Thank you so much for having me. I fucking love you.
I love you too.
This was a great conversation. I hope that you guys learn more about me and Nico and maybe got some tips along the way on how to maybe jumpstart your music career or whatever that is that you want to do. And don't let anyone get in your way. I'm supporting you and you can do it. I love you. And with that being said, have a great day, ladies and gents.
Oh my God, is that Nico Blitz?